Hi, I'm Roberto Martinez and you're watching Toffee TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV with me, Ped, Baz in the world famous Winslow Hotel. I have to make sure we got that in. Yeah. We're joined this week by David Fehily from the footyscene.com website, also a renowned author now, which we'll talk about a little bit later, Dave. Isn't it nice to start a video and have a victory? It's the first time we're able to do it ever in the show's history.
Because you were away on holiday, I mean, we won at West Brom, you selfishly went on holiday, didn't you? But since you've been back, it's been a while since we've been able to start with a victory.
Overjoyed, happy days out here again. But let's get into it anyway. Aston Villa, we were saying last week, we thought it was going to be a tough game. First half, I thought it gave us a few problems, but once we got into it, we looked like our old selves, luckily. But Dave, we can start with you. I mean, the team, Ross Barkley back, Seamus back, James McCarthy back. It just looked like a more complete unit.
It did, and I agree with you. And when Mullen texted me on the way up to the ground, I sent him a think back, boss. But he was also thinking about escape from Alcatraz, to be honest with you. Because the fans, because of go away, and I know what they're like. That kid, in the end, the big thing I took from the whole game, I thought they were marvellous. I thought Everton were marvellous. And I disagree with you about the first half even. I think Delph was a big miss for them. But Ross Barkley in the first 10 minutes, shot. It was like opening the curtains on a sunny day. The sun just came right. You could see it, he's back again. The movement, the running off the ball, the people taking Macy out wide, dragging two players down there. I'll give you another one, the free kick for the corner for the first goal. Magnificent, Bobby sorts it. Barkley comes out playing, but he hasn't had him there. He hasn't had. They haven't been. That's been the problem. Jigsaw Bobby needs the pieces to be able to put the jigsaw together. And last season we lost Delafo, Barkley and Lukaku at the same time. Then we lost Barkley and then Morales went. Oviedo come back and then went out again. That's okay man, and went out again. That's okay man, goes out again. We haven't had consistency. And what you just said about the wins there, Leicester, we had that game won. Yeah. Stephen Pienaar had them in his back pocket, and we made two errors where one player kicked it, hit another one and went back and he scored a goal. That is comedy of errors stuff. That will be
how it's been all season, hasn't it? That's how it's been.
But it was stuttering rather than poor.
Going back to what you just said about Alcaraz, though, it was interesting, that wasn't it, the way he played Alcaraz. I wasn't sure he was going to come back, and I just thought this time he'd come straight back in the team. The fact that he put him in there as a like-for-like replacement for John Stones, same position. You know, two centre-backs playing on the opposite side, and it worked, it clicked. Alcaraz was the ball player who could come out, and Jags could be the defender. And for me, that was a really interesting little point from the game, which got overlooked by a lot, but towards I thought that was really
I was on it as well, and the absence of panic, that was the thing, the absence of panic in that defence.
I think the thing with playing Jagielka on the left-hand side, and obviously doing the same the other side, left foot on the right-hand side, is it eradicates the almost being able to relax through the game. I think you've got to concentrate, Jags especially, has got to concentrate every time he's on the ball. And what it helps you do is it helps you go back to basics. You go back and defend first and foremost, and you just give it to the ball playing. Obviously Baines is the ball playing full-back the side of Jags. Coleman was the ball playing full-back the side of Alcaraz. But the other thing which happened Saturday, which hasn't really happened, certainly hasn't happened much this season, was James McCarthy naturally going and just sitting in on that right back position almost, and allowing saves
in front of the centre, in front of the Steve.
Just mopping up. But I'm talking about in the second half though, whereas when Coleman's gone on 20 yards, McCarthy's just something.
Another thing about that though is that if Alcaraz is playing on that side, he's got the protection of Coleman as well. He's got that pace behind him, which if he's playing on the left Baines, he's not going to give him that same protection either. So from that, oddly enough, it was more balanced.
But also, he said about this Dan, the thing about escape from Alcatraz is he plays the ball, he's a better footballer than either Jags or this Dan. With the ball at his feet, he's as good as John Stones. So if you can get him where the panic's gone, instead of having this Dan and Jagielka where you're back to Moyes' back four, where their option on the ball is to launch it from yards up the pitch. Well, that goal, if you get Alcatraz or John Stones, you're able to do a little bit more with it, and moving forward, that will be a thing, but it's sorting the Alcaraz problem.
I think the thing with Alcaraz is and I've talked about this before, I've heard that our cameraman actually.
Yeah.
Was when we had the same with when Dave Watson was here, back in, he was coming towards the end, and we had the same with Goff when Lindsay Goff was here, particularly against, you know, like the derby and things like that, when you were up against Michael Owen in his comp when he was a runner. They just sat back on the edge of the box. They just stayed on the edge of the box and I thought, there's no space in behind me. So if you're just a runner, how are you going to take me out? I think Alcaraz's problem was, let's be honest, he came in last year, played here against Southampton, went to Stoke with him and Stone. He was outstanding. Got an injury, he was in out. The thing what's killed him is the derby. And he played in the derby, injured. Bobby brought him back, he brought half a dozen back then.
That's right.
And Everton, unbelievably, played on the halfway line against the team of runners, and we just got destroyed. If he goes back to sitting on the edge of the box, like you just said there, he's a better player than this standing with the ball.
And what it does, it balances it out. It gives you, when we've all watched Stones actually gone, oh look, now isn't that much better way we can do that and that. Well, that fella give you the two. He'd be the second, he'd be John Stones' deputy, but there's no problem with that. That's what you need as a squad. You just said it all before, the thing about Barkley, and that's the case in point for the defence. We need a new pair of centre-halves and a goalkeeper, so we're going to have
It's continuity though, isn't it? It's keeping what's working and sticking with it. What he's clearly said is, Jags is our best defender, but he's our best defender playing on the left-hand side. You replace Stones with a player like for like. We've had a tweet from Brian Mack who said, given Alcaraz's performance, should he be given an extended run now?
Well, he should. He'll play on Thursday, I would imagine. I don't think many of them will, actually. You would think Pienaar, you'll see Pienaar, Osman and stuff.
Will he play Thursday though with Burnley Sunday? Because obviously Stones is not, we're not going to see Stones now till...
I think he might play with this time, to be honest. I think he might rest the other.
Can Alcaraz play Thursday and Sunday?
Well, he needs things in his legs. That's the problem, what you've got. So if you want what Ped just said there about the continuity, you're going to have to give him games. So this game here on Thursday, I'm going by the way, and it's basically a write-off. If we win our own games now, we'll probably finish top of that league anyway, irrespective of because what the other results and what we've done already. So therefore, the pressure is now off.
So, alright, so with that view, is Browning not a shout then?
Absolutely.
Tyus Browning can play centre-half, alright.
Well, I don't think he'll play centre-half yet. I think he will end up there, but I think he'll rest Baines or Coleman.
I just think with that, I think you're right with Alcaraz, I think, and Brian Macher, who's does it right, I think it is about time. I can't see a situation where all of a sudden this stand starts at Burnley, not even being in the 18, and we've won 3-0. I can see this stand starting in Lille, because I think he might look at Jags and go, you come to City, like you just said, if it's a write-off, you sit here, and then do the team.
Well, the fact that Alcaraz is playing on the right side, that does open it up for this stand to play, doesn't it? We'd never ever probably thought we'd see them two together because we're both left side.
But not just that, we're in the middle of October. We've got a whole season to come. We do not know what's going to go down. So it's handy. The only time Stones and Alcaraz played together was at Anfield in that Bacon.
Stoke.
And Stoke tell a lie. But what I'm saying is that it's the last thing in your mind. Do you know what I mean? So they need to be able to eradicate that. And if it's got to be Distan and him, or Stones and him, or Stones and Distan, or Stones and Jack, whoever, whatever, the combination is, they've all got to be able to handle it, because this is getting serious now.
Do we see the likes of Coleman and Leeds will come out, I would imagine, on Thursday?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So unless, I mean, if Distan doesn't start Thursday, then you'd look and go, he's done, because what he could do is, obviously it's only Ibra to play centre-half.
There is that, and Gareth Barry, by the way, But no, I disagree with you just on the point that...
We'll come to Leeds in a minute anyway. We'll come to
Alright, sorry.
Another, obviously, not only the players coming back, but another part of the game was we didn't start with any recognised wingers. It was more of a diamond, which again, technically just a little bit of a change tactic-wise. And again, we looked better for it. We looked better because we kept the ball more and we weren't giving it away so aimlessly, which tends to happen when you've got wingers on the pitch.
Well, not just that, the thing about James, I forgot that James McCarthy was playing for the first 5 minutes because I saw Leon Osman and there was no wingers, so in my head I automatically assumed that there must be someone missing for him to be in, and that was the difference. Nacy and Osman, instead of being Morales and McGeady and leaving big holes up and down, being able to get you down the other end of the pitch, but leaving holes behind him, they weren't. They were in the diamond where they were cutting, chopping in.
Well, me and Ped have said this already a few times, and obviously we spoke about it on the phone. for the first few games, it got overlooked. The media basically overlooked Everton anyway, hence the reason why we've got this channel, by the way. But you know, it was overlooked that for the first half a dozen games, we were playing 4-2-4. We were playing with 4 strikers, 4 forwards, and leaving McCarthy and Gareth Barry on their own, and then going, hang on a sec, why can't we defend? Because last year we always had 3 midfielders, because Ross, as good as Nacy is, never banged on about this, as good as Stephen Naismith is, he doesn't do what Ross Barkley does. He doesn't naturally drop in and make it a 3. He wants to hold Lukaku. It's not a problem. But on Saturday, what we had was, it started at Anfield, we had Bezic and we had a 3, we looked more solid. At Old Trafford, we lost McCarthy, but we still had a 3 and it was okay. And on Saturday, everything just come into place, because like you say, Naismith ran about, they talk about McCarthy, they done a man, but on Saturday I thought Naismith matched him, he was everything. Osman done a job. Let's not go overboard. But I think Barry and McCarthy were back to what they do well, because they had either side of them.
It was that guy you just said, the diamond. Instead of being a square with them going in straight lines up, the others were able to, they could attack and let Baines and play little balls, but it was the tucking in. There was no way through. Villa got to our halfway line and found a wall of blue shirts, and that's the point. No, but I'd like to take you back to what you said about the 4-4-2. We should have won at Leicester, did win at West Brom, and we're beating Arsenal 2-0 with 5 minutes to go. The Chelsea game was kind of a write-off because it was a craziest game you'll ever see in the Premier League, by the way. And we did deserve to lose it, but we scored. How many times against them, you know what I mean? Look how many teams do that to them this season. There was things there.
I honestly don't think we deserve to lose against Chelsea.
But also, what it was and what you just said about the media, in my opinion is that last year, this is still Moyes' defence. Everyone's got to get on the fact that this remains Moyes' defence, and Moyes' defence was the bedrock of his whole philosophy. It wasn't just his side, it was the whole club. It was the win 1-0 thing, it was sitting up the scaler for you, and we're all done with today. That's how it was. Well, these are adjusting to doing that, and last year our attacking potential, you didn't see it, because it was like what we just said about Alcaraz there. We didn't notice Alcaraz. If it had been the Arsenal game or the Chelsea game, everyone would have been, the whole main stand, I hate them when they do it, you know, they go, oh, they haven't even something on, they go, ah, I want to start launching things, stop it. Anyway, but it's that in a microcosm, that one game with Alcaraz, so what's been going with our whole season. The absence of the attacking players and our beautiful free-flowing football put the highlight back on the defence, because the defence was making errors, and it's the spotlight went on them and he froze it. That's what it was. Let the others get going forward, and then they feel themselves more secure as a unit, as individual players within the unit. Look at the goalkeeper. Look at him against Chelsea, and look at him there the other day. The one with Baines, where Baines ended the back, which was nice, by the way. Which was a nice little header, by the way. But that again, he didn't look in any trouble. No, he had the save to make all game.
We defended as a team. That's the easiest way to say it. After all that, thanks to Rich M64 for the question regarding the way we set up. We mentioned before about Ross returning. I was shocked that he's played, and I'm even more shocked that he probably had one of his best performances in that blue shirt. I just thought he was magnificent. Immaculate is the word. All over the pitch. There was one instance after we'd gone 1-0 up, when outside the box he got the ball and he was doing his normal little cutting in, cutting back. Sure. And last season he probably would have had a shot and it probably would have blew it over because he was off balance. But he laid it into Coleman, gave Coleman a chance.
Right. And he shot and the keeper saved it.
And it's that little bit of just. He's moved that little bit on.
He's been the World Cup.
He's moved a little bit further on.
He's played same real footballers now. He's been on the big stage now. Even if it was only for 15 minutes, half an hour, he's been in the big stage.
Don't forget, he was criticised by Uncle Roy, wasn't he, in a couple of the games for not passing more, and maybe that awareness thing, he's looked at himself.
Just the fact of sitting down for 3 months and watching football and going, because you think about it, this is a kid who hasn't stopped playing football. I mean, I know he's had injuries before, but in a mature fashion, he hasn't had a chance to sit down for a couple of years and see how football works.
He's 20 years of age.
But now he probably has had a chance to go, actually, sit back, see how it all works, how he fits in as the jigsaw, as you said before, and how he makes things tick.
I think the first goal, everything you needed to know about Ross Barkley was in the first goal. First of all, the fact Romelu Lukaku said it today, he's the best player in our team. That's a full stop. Nail it to the door and let everyone see it because it's a fact. Bobby knows this. Bobby, the first game, Norwich away last season, right Barkley in. The other fella looked at him for however long. This fella, right in, first game, scores, boom, we're away, everything starts from there. He really does trust him.
Yeah.
So then he's waited for that corner routine until he's there. He gets the ball, he touches it once and smacks it right into the top corner, and it is going into the top corner, by the way, if that keeper doesn't save it. So now, to get him with the corner, the next corner, 2 players come out to him, he passes it back, Baines goes now, crosses it, Jack puts it in there. That's just Premier League.
That's brilliant, but I can't give Martinez that much credit for it, and the only reason why I can't, well no I can't.
Have you seen it before?
What I've seen is 15 months of us tossing aimless balls in when he's the manager.
Agreed.
And I've listened to him say, and he's gone on record of saying this, doesn't like corners, doesn't like scoring from corners because it's not a real goal.
But it's not.
Right? And I can't have it.
But that was a proper Everton goal, wasn't it though? That was a proper Everton goal.
But what I'm saying is, hopefully now, the pennies drop with him and he's thought, well hang on, we're getting enough corners in this game. Yeah. We've got to do something with it.
Yeah.
You know, we
can't
just
toss players if we're going to play.
No, but that we said it. I think on the end of season show when you were on it, we talked about it. We said, look, these corners are a waste. Yeah. Instead of just tossing it in and just not winning a header, let's just keep it short. Let's keep what we do. And every other blade of grass on the pitch is keep the ball. Let's do it off the corner.
That's going to do for you.
He done it Saturday. Villa weren't expecting it. No. Baines does a little drop on the shoulder, and that delivery. I tell you what, right? He's put that delivery in. Right. And our £28 million centre fireworks needs to be looking at our skipper. Because there's no day, he just wants to score. Nothing. He doesn't care. There's a boot. He just goes, here I am, and it's a bullet of it.
I thought I tell you that the belt.
No, he done well. He done well. What I'm saying to you, that's the difference. That will get him instead of 15. That will get him 20.
But haven't we seen this before? All right, not on corners, but against Arsenal when Seamus Coleman scored, and 2 weeks ago Manchester United when we got a free kick, and instead of just throwing it in, we mixed it up and then throwing it in, and we've got joy out of it. So sometimes it's not always about throwing it in first, and where players are static, because we've seen, someone made a point last week that we're seeing less goals from corners anyway in the entire game. So the fact that we're mixing it up a little bit, what they call phase 2, we're playing it about.
Please don't say that.
No, that's why I said that's what they say, not what we say. We're mixing it up and we're throwing it in, so the players, defenders don't know what's going on, and we're getting in there.
I'm open that he has, because I know that he looks at everything, he senses everything. I'm open he has, or someone said, listen, we're getting these opportunities, so let's mix this up now. And as a result of that, we scored 3 goals from him, if you want to call them set pieces, if they want to be. I'll say it now, I won't say it again, phase 2 set pieces. It's good because you need that weapon. Then across the park.
Also, Osman, for the third goal. That's precisely what you just said. It's getting it quick and just going boom, 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 go. Thank you.
I mean, we could always revert to the QPR free kick.
Let's not talk about QPR.
I don't watch
95th minute. Anyway.
But Barkley again, in all game, just getting the ball, just powering forward with the ball, happy to be fouled at times, taking the free kicks.
Bringing it on,
getting up.
Just let me ask you this, right? We got a free kick, then we after 5 minutes he went on a run, and he went down and just stayed there for a second.
Don't be at that.
I just thought, no. Don't be at that. Because of the other injury but then he bounced up and then he had to hold the free kick. But I think as early.
By the way, just on that point, his previous 2 free kicks, one he put in the top corner at Swansea, and the second one against Sunderland. Do you remember Manoni got up to the top corner there? He smacked it in the top corner. It was that far from going in. He flipped it over the top. Wasn't there time. I was thinking about it.
But it was just great to see a player that hasn't kicked the ball in earnest for us so far this year. Within the first couple of minutes, running with the ball, strength, ability, looked like he's terrified of him. And they just terrified of him.
I was looking at him.
It makes you laugh when someone Fabian Delph before, and he's become something of a hot property in the last couple of months. And when you compare him to Ross Barkley. There's
different, like,
it's, you know, when he
like,
if he goes back in the England team, I can imagine now he'll just take that England team over.
I'm not being funny, I'm not really trying to be cast aspersions on anyone, but they go on about Sterling. I heard them saying when Sturridge got injured, they said, oh well, Sterling's the cream of the crop anyway. And I'm looking going, well, John Stones and Barkley are better than him, both of them. They're different players than him, but Barkley is the key to everything they want to do. That so whether they know it or they don't, or appreciate it or they don't, we know it. So we have to do it ourselves and let them get on with what they're getting on with. But should we do that? Honestly, seriously, Man City were terrified of him. You know,
I think everyone.
What you showed though, you saw the first 5 minutes, is you get some players who come back and it's a little bit like, you know, for a bit. He was like, I can't wait, I can't wait. And we've seen his influence again on the second goal. Twofold though, you're getting the ball, he's powering forward, but we've been critical of Lukaku. As soon as Barkley got that ball, Lukaku was on his bike. He knew that Barkley would find him. And I think that's the difference with Romelu Lukaku.
Where was our best performance last year? Where was our best 45 minutes of football last year? Not at Man United, Newcastle at home. Newcastle at home. And the two of them ran their game. That was the best 45 minutes of football I personally have seen since Neville Southall was in goal for us and Howard Kendall was our manager and we had played in the Lecoq Sports team. So that was incredible. That was after 10 years of David Moyes. That was like switching the lights on. It was like, wow.
You know why people don't look back at that? Because it was followed by one of the worst 45 minutes.
But that was he'd only been here for
no,
7 weeks and played
that's why people love it.
It was symptomatic. They were all, McCarthy had only just come. Lukaku had only just come.
I thought Arsenal away was our best.
Arsenal away was magnificent, but I didn't think
I think the point being is though, Lukaku looked switched on because you knew. You said what he said today about being the best player in the club. Lukaku is expecting that ball.
Runs have gone.
So he's making the
balls have coming.
Yeah,
he's been playing all season. You just said about the corners. Nacy was our centre forward in some games this season. So how are we going to win a corner if Nacy's our centre forward and we've only got this stand and they've got 6 defenders who are 6 foot tall? It's ridiculous. It's the same with Romelu. He ended up. I went to Swansea. And he brought him on second half to try and save the game, and there was not a ball all day for them. And people are a bit raw, that's more you lazy guys. You just centre forward yourself, you know the score.
Yeah. But the thing, and I've said this before, the thing why I was critical of him is the least thing you do when you pull that shirt on is your graft. Your touch might be there, you might miss a chance after a chance, you mightn't show up enough in terms of your ability, but you don't stop working hard. Right, but on Saturday, he put it all together. He went back to being Romelu Lukaku. He went back to being forward. This is what we paid money for. You know, when he was running wide, I think early on he went into the corner down by the back end and he held it up. He was strong and he laid it, switching the ball. He's looking. He started looking. He was screaming for Baines to give him the money, give him an Old Trafford, and he hasn't been doing that for weeks. He's been going, and now I know. When I used to play with lads who were behind me and I think he's going to create for me. You make runs because you think I'm getting the ball here, and when they don't play, you do change the game. So we've said, we might have been critical of them, we've never written them off the way some people have. Listen, stop tweeting players abuse because it's embarrassing.
Stop it, please stop it, because it embarrasses me. I have to go and try and
this is my choice, and
it embarrasses me. Stop it.
Sorry. Well, I think on Saturday what he done was, I think you're right, because Barkley was back making the runs, he started knowing he could run. And he went back to being a player we know he is.
Yeah, I thought he just got better as the game got on, and as soon as Barkley got the ball, you can see the confidence sitting.
Here's one for you. Just before you finish on Barkley. Barkley plays in the derby. Do we win the game? Last derby was on 3 weeks ago. Do we win the game? I'd say yeah, because all they had on the park was all they've got now. We've basically seen it all apart from Sturridge. That was it. That's all they've got now. And we didn't. We took Moran. We went there with Kevin Moran being our banner. We were going, he was in boss form. That was who was going to hurt them today. If anyone was going to do it, Lukaku was wild. You had Naismith in the hole trying to do a little bit. But Barkley would have been the difference because the same way as they were taking us back in the first half, without mate, through that defensive.
To be honest, the bigger picture is, I think if we had Barkley all season, we'd have more than double the points we've got. So simple as that. I mean, I wouldn't focus on one game. I'd say we'd have it all over. But So everyone was much better. It was a much more balanced system.
It's great.
It was just nice to watch.
Science again, it was what it was. It was beauty.
And even the third goal, Pienaar comes on and says, great to get those little fouls.
Fabulous, clever.
Whatever anyone says about Osman, he switched on straight away. He switched on, quick ball, and Lille and Burnley, who I think is in the best form he's been in for 2 years. Best form since Martin's come anyway. Clearly the best form.
You know why though, right? Well, not just why, but I think when Bobby come last year, the United thing was still hanging over the edge, wasn't it? Still there, boys. It was unsure. Done okay, but I think last year, I think he only ended up with about 6 assists. Unbelievably, right? And all that. No, but Baines, I'm talking about there. I know, but he only ended up with 5 assists last year, I think, and I think he's had 8 already this season, and we're in October. And if he carries on with that, I said on this the other week, when I said to you before, when we played Crystal Palace the other week, it was 1-1, and that was a terrible performance, but we got in at 1-1, the same thing what Osman done, little round the corner, Baines is in, crosses it, and it missed Lukaku at the near post, and John Stones just stood on the halfway line. If Coleman plays, he bangs that in for 2-1. It was the same goal Saturday to make it.
But the other thing I'd say about Baines this season is, he's allowed to cross a lot more. Remember last season he wasn't really allowed to cross.
I'll say what you just said to both of you. I'll counter that with what you said about Martinez Bobby coming here with the expectation that Fehily and Baines would leave in the first 6 weeks. So I said this to these, by the way, get on the tweet these now that I told you this at the start of the season. What he had to do was, he had to factor Baines out of the whole equation, whereas Baines had been everything to Moyes. Pienaar and Baines were our highway to the skies for us. That's how we did it, all of it. And so we swapped to the other side with Seamus, and the focus was on Seamus. And you look at our early season ball last year, that's why Baines wasn't, we were predominantly going down Baines' side. He needed another weapon for when he went. For the fans to turn around, because Baines was selfish, man. The kids, this time last year, he was their main boy, by the way. You know the song and all that. Don't sell our Baines. But it was a thing. So once Seamus came into the side and started scoring and doing it and ripping it up, by the way, being Gareth Bale to all intents and purposes to us, well then obviously he just maintained it. But this season it's been a bit off. Now the difference in the two of them, the fullbacks have been absolutely magnificent. And when you put them together, that on Saturday, people have got wingers in Europe who are in European football and pay big dollar for big ass wingers who are not as good as them going forward and do not consistently score goals like they do. All kinds of up and down things, honestly.
But Baines he's also had to learn how to play without Pienaar, hasn't he? And his other little, it's not new, but it's this ball that he started to find where, another one where he pulls it back, the penalty. And at first, he was only knocking them like 5 yards, but he does them like 10-15 yards. Very low, and it gives us that little bit excess.
Also, he crossed the ball for Jagielka with his right foot. He lets out that right, because everyone's saying, his left foot's a wand and all that, but he crossed the ball for the other one, for the goal, with his right foot, so let's have that right to our elbows as well.
He's getting himself over there a lot more. I mean, you've seen the one against Krasnodar, he was over that side as well. Martinez obviously told him to start whipping a few more crosses in there.
So football, that's what I'm
exactly.
Everyone in any position.
We've mentioned Alcaraz before, but it's just nice to get a clean sheet, isn't it?
Fabulous.
I think that the big thing is it's the goalkeeper, because obviously I think we're all in agreement over the goalkeeper. What that'll do is confidence, the way good. The other thing, you mentioned it early on before when you're talking about Alcaraz, and it's such an important thing, our crowd. I think at times our crowd, we could have had a pin drop Saturday, flat. But when they're on it, they're on it. But also, when you've got it in for you, or when they're edgy, your players can't do anything. And Tim Howard, whether you like him or you don't like him or whatever, if he can sense that edginess in the crowd, the defenders can sense it, we can sense it. And you know what, for the first time on Saturday, for a while, at 2-0, I wasn't worried. And normally, against Arsenal, I think because of the Leicester game, but against Arsenal, you were edgy, and at other times you felt as though if these get one, we're in trouble here. And I never really felt like that Saturday. I just felt as though, I didn't feel as though Villa believed he could come back into it first and foremost. And I just think that that clean sheet, probably more than anything else, will do them the power of good. Baines has already, he's given an interview today in one of the papers saying that's as good as to win the clean sheet because it makes you come off and you know, we've done very well in, and if they start doing that, the confidence.
We're always going to score, aren't we? We're always going to score. We've won 2 games in the Premier League. Both of them clean sheets. You know, that shows
16
we will score goals.
The punch as well. What you said before, that's symptomatic about his confidence. Howard is a confidence player. Jesus, if there's ever a confidence goal, that's him, by the way. But what you said, that was earlier on. That save from Baines later on, that was near the last 10 minutes of the game.
But it's comfortable.
And it's comfortable, but it's still, it's that what you just said about the mindset, the clean sheet thing, where they're like that as a unit. They'd say, you know what I mean, they do things as a side,
we seem to have that against the likes of Wolfsburg, and you see McCarthy. They
were marvellous against
and then that went, but hopefully now that's coming back.
We haven't had those pre-season when you think about the people who've been in and out, and Lukaku, getting back to Lukaku just for a second, hasn't been fit all year. He come from the World Cup, he wasn't fit. He played at Leicester and West Brom, he hasn't been fit all year. So give him a bit of time with the actual.
You just led me nicely into the tweet there from Oviedo baby. It was said, can Lukaku only perform well with Barkley behind him? So I'll come to you first before you.
I think when Barkley's playing, I think he feels like he's going to get a lot more passes where he wants them. They're on the same wavelength as we've already discussed. Very much on the same wavelength. You know what they're doing with each other. No, I think you said, Martin's come over last week and said he's not been fit. He hasn't been fit all season. He went away with Belgium last week and it was very noticeable. He played just as bad as he has played for Everton. As soon as I seen that, I thought, no, it's not a laziness thing. You know what players are like. If they go and play internationally, it suddenly becomes a different thing. And he was just as bad, or just as lacklustre, let me say. But something switched on Saturday. He suddenly maybe had a little bit of spring in his step, and as soon as Barkley was giving him a little bit of passes, he was onto it. And once he scored that goal, you know, as lucky as it was in a way, he was off and running.
The other thing, I suppose, the other thing as well is training and stuff, isn't it? The more training, if he's feeling better and his foot's not hurting, he can do a bit more sprint.
It's professional football. You need to have all your tools. It's like being a plumber. You've got to have all your gear, and that's what we've just been saying there about the mindset and the confidence. That's time. We all know this. You've got to give it time, and once we got that time, and we'd done Man United last year, by the time we got to Arsenal, that was the main factor. The confidence was the whole thing driving the bus by that stage, right up till Christmas, by the way. Swansea, you know, the exchange squad, they come back, give us it here, bang, top goal in the last 5 minutes. That's what Everton were like last year, until the Sunderland thing, then Stoke, and then Liverpool after that, and Oviedo at Stevenage as well, by the way. And it was kind of nightmare. Bum, 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 bum.
Any more tweets?
Not really on the game, more to. Well, I've got a couple of generic ones here, really, in terms of just about the season in a whole. Appy316 says, if we get to February and are out of touch with the top 4, should we go all out for the Europa League?
I think so, because I haven't watched a couple of teams over the weekend. We're not in any danger of getting relegated, are we? So I think, yeah, because it's a trophy to win, isn't it? And if it's got the Champions League prize at the end of it, then. But then we said, saying that though, I said that last year, and then we won 7 in a row, and suddenly we went from mid-table sort of nothingness to having a good chance of finishing 4th. So you do what you do, don't you? You balance it as well as you can.
I think we should, because it's Champions League football. Davey, there's one for you from @BlueOxter. He says, if we're placed just outside the top 5 at Christmas, which players could we realistically buy in January that will kick us on? Obviously, we're not going to sign Lionel Messi, but
no.
If there's an area that you think,
I would suggest that. If I'll give it, I'm throwing names at you. Is that what you're looking for?
Just the obvious.
I'd say Dembele. Dembele, that'd be ideal. Because if we're talking about how we need centre half cover and people able to do this, and cup game here and the Sunday game there, Thursday, Sunday, which no one's ever done, by the way. Let's have that right. No one's ever gone to this Europa League and nailed it exactly. I did it on your show the first time I come on, and I said, when you asked me, the other lad who was with me, and I said, I think this season might be going sideways to get forward, because I always seen it as too much too soon, to be honest. The Champions League was a ridiculous expectation last year. It would have sent us back further than the Bucharest beating when after Villarreal. Honestly, it was
just monetary, isn't it?
So you've got to give it time. So that's got to be the case this year. I don't care what competition we end up doing well in, but I think you might find that the wear and tear of it, particularly after Christmas when the Champions League teams come down and the standard increases, because the dough of the players increases in the competition, so it gets harder. But yeah, I do believe Dembele and somebody to play a goal, somebody else to play. I cover all.
I think it's going to be interesting when we get to that time of year, because I think as a squad we're going to be more balanced and hopefully a little bit fitter. I just think this early part of the season has just been so quickly, trying to get all your first team players fit, all your secondary first team players fit, having to deal with Ross being out, other players, the back four dipping in and out, but it's just been a nightmare. And we've already sacrificed one trophy with the League Cup. We almost had to sacrifice that in a way. And it'll just be interesting. It'll just be interesting when it all calms down and we go, this game, we know we're going to have a decent team. Hopefully now it is going to start.
If we beat Lille on Thursday, and I know we're going on to Lille now, but if we were to win that gives us 7 points from the first 3 games. Win one of the home games.
It's done.
Looks like you've done. So
and you also
have that.
By the way,
you could have that period of settling down very quickly because you're able to manage it. I've got other tweets that we can do.
Well, we'll move on to Lille. It's going to be an interesting one. Before you said you weren't sure he was going to start, but there will be changes because he's already made that. And from Saturday's substitutions, you can or maybe almost see who will change. But he didn't bring Message on, which basically makes me feel like he'll start. I think he'll start Pienaar as well. He probably wanted to give him 15 minutes to get his leg going again.
And actually, I'd say I'm definitely McGeady. You see all of that and this stand probably, and that's right. That is right. You just said it then. You just said it about being out the League Cup. So the goalkeeper, all that Robles thing where he played in the early rounds and all that, well that's gone out the window now. So that's what we've got to do with all those players on the park. That's why we genuinely do need a secondary goalkeeper, by the way. No disrespect to Robles or nothing, but it's kind of, if this happens to us and it's not just form, if it gets to December and January and the same thing happens with what last year, Barkley, Delafo, Lukaku, in 6 weeks, Oviedo, bang, gone. For extended periods, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. And what you said then as well about, it all kind of got better and then we won 7 games because they started coming back. And that's what Bobby's team needs, because Bobby's not a defender. So he's not going to do the 1-0 David Moyes thing, lock it down and 2 men to 4 and all that being sound and launching it 40 yards to no one who's even there really. So it's a give and take thing, and it really is learning. Look where he's come from, what the budget he was dealing with even before he got here. We think we've got no money, but look where he's had to come from. So other managers are seeing that he's doing right. If that's the blueprint, what we're seeing on Saturday, well yeah, I'm signing up for it. And if we go up and we go down and we go up, as long as it's forward momentum, everybody's happy with it. You can see it in the faces of the kids, the players are having it, the squad, the players who aren't even in the team are still buying into it because it's the right.
I think the thing for Thursday is, you've got to play those kind of plays. I mean, I'll disagree with that. Joe should have been in Swansea, should have been Howard shot in there, and should have been in Spain. But I don't think you can, I don't know whether you put him in now, Thursday, because Howard's just had a clean sheet, so you maybe want to focus on building on that. But I think you're right, I think Atsu, McGeady, Etu, because obviously Sammy only had 5 minutes, did he think Besic, I think the spot on Besic will start. It probably will be a bit of management with Burnley.
Do you think Ross will start?
No, I wouldn't. I'd have him. Would I take him?
I wouldn't even take him.
I think I'd take him, and I'll tell you why I'll take him, because he wants to be involved. He's in.
If you put him on the bench, he's
an option. It might be 1-0 with 10 minutes left, and he thinks, well, if he can get us a goal here, and it levels the game over, we've got a good point.
It's going to be interesting, always. I mean, the numbers that we're supposed to be taking are ridiculous. I mean, we're talking anywhere between 10 and 15,000 Evertonians going. They're not in the greatest form. They lost again at the weekend. I think that's 2 in a row. I think they've only lost 1, 2 and 6 and led to the league by Jay, so it's wrong playing camera.
You're to blame.
So they're not in great form. The team isn't, you look at the team, it's apart from
has it got a
Origi, he's going to be the one, isn't he? They're already shouting for him to come back. So
I think the other thing with the Europa League, they've only got 2 points from their opening 3 games.
Yeah.
You know,
So it's a big game, isn't it? It's pivotal.
Yeah.
It is. If Everton could win it, and like you said before, we're on 7 points then after 3 games, and they're only on 2.
It depends how they look at it though. They might look at it. Other teams, remember, was it Bolton? Got in it and just spewed it after the first, because they obviously looked
Some of the
at
others,
domestically, Villa and all, but domestically but you get cracked with injuries, and things happen to you where you've got to, it's been fine spending 12 months getting there, but you've got to play all the time.
But I suppose for a team like Lille, they're not gonna win the French league, but they're not gonna go down either. And it's the pressure on them to finish top 4 probably not the same as it is in this country. So I suppose what they'll be thinking is, let's have a go at it. So
maybe, but what I mean is that they're already bottom of the league. Wolfsburg were the favourites in this thing, and we coached them here. We coached them. So they're looking at us now thinking, we've only got 2 points anyway, and we've got to beat these now at home. So maybe, I don't know, they will also play at the weekend, and they are also missing players, so they might just say, you know what, let's get out of here with not getting defeated, and we'll all just move forward and look to beat the others.
If you look at the team, the team potentially who could start. You've got, obviously, like you said, we've got Samuel Eto'o up there. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to start. I think you'll have McGeady. I think he's a shoe-in to start. I think Baz. So already you're going through the team, you're saying probably Howard. Howard will probably play. I think some Everton will come in.
Tyres.
I think Tyres may do. It just depends whether he wants him to play. If he's going to trust him and play centre half, he'll play. But I think you'll probably see. You see, this is the problem you'll have this week, because you've got Alcaraz, who's had a really, really good game. He kept the clean sheet. Can he do Saturday, Thursday, Sunday? Because I think he'll want him to play at Burnley. So if he can't do that and you pull him out, then Jags has to play. This time comes in. Or does he have to actually say, well, there are 2 centre halves who will want Sunday, and so they're going to have to, and we'll play Browning and this time. Now, I'd rather see that this Thursday. I'd rather see Hibbert, Browning, this time, and Garbutt left back.
I'd go with it, but I'd say to you, if he did that, I'd say he'll do it, and he'll put every centre half.
That's what I get.
But to be fair, I mean, I'd rather lose Thursday than Sunday.
Absolutely.
Because you know, we want to build that momentum. We want to build that. We want to build the momentum in the Premier League. We want to go to Burnley with your full strength team. You know,
not just that, it's the run of games.
We've
been playing United and Chelsea and Arsenal and the other crowd over there. Let's have someone who can beat and ourselves do what the others are doing and get up the league with it. You know, like that, and then we'll address the whole game.
I've said all along, they both said it, to be fair, even the other week when we were, and last week people were banging on the edge of relegation and all that. I said we will be within 2 wins of 4 in January, and I'll still stick by it, and I'd take anyone who offered me now. I'd say, because going into the second half of the season with momentum, if we can get this little game boxed off, even a draw, and then we're on 5 points. We win the 2 home games, we're done. We can go to Wolfsburg in December with me, you and him playing, because it won't matter. Like if Jay again,
I might ask.
We'll all have a game, because it won't matter. It won't matter. You can give Robles, you can give Browning, Garbutt, Ledson. All of them can go to Germany, get fabulous experience. The Europa League, we can get that, put it in the cupboard till February, and just go week by week with the Premier League.
And you're back to the confidence and the momentum thing, and the jigsaw thing, where they can come and bring people in. McGeady, by the way, so he's not my particular favourite player, but I've never booed them a player of any description. But in Russia, McGeady was the kid. McGeady was the only way when they were on the ball, they had no tactics. All he had was pack your half and keep the ball in, and we kind of, because it was our second team, we were suckered into it and made them look good. But McGeady was the only option running out. No Seamus, no Morales, no Oviedo, and there's all ours gone. But that was the point. So McGeady will flourish there, not just because he played in Russia, he's played in Europe, and he knows how to keep the goddamn
I suppose
ball.
the other advantage is as well, which we haven't had the last few weeks, is when we haven't had some players playing, like say, like you just said in Krasnodar, at least they're on the bench. At least they're there.
That's the other point. That's the other point in the Premier League. That's the thing about the jigsaw, where he's got options. He hasn't just got to say, oh, we've got a centre half and we've got a forward. And like Moyes used to do, we'd say, oh, we've got 1 forward, 1 centre half, goalkeeper, and Imo and somebody else. That was, this is different now.
It was like Saturday when you looked at that bench and you've got Darren Gibson and you've got players, you know, who can come on and change against Ian Arsback. Bezos doesn't even get on. Samuel
Brown wasn't even on the bench.
Brown didn't make the bench. This Dan's not make. This Dan who's been at Rock for 5 years. So you look and go, you know, it is a lot
incremental
stronger.
progress is what it is, lad. It's incremental progress, and that's the deal. That's how you build it all. The real stuff, the proper, when you knock Man City or Chelsea and the big dollar dropping through your chimney, the real stuff is built by incremental progress, because everyone's got to buy into the whole thing. The people in the tickets office have got to buy into it, and they do. It's that video we did the other week. I met Kathy, by the way, in the fan zone the other day. That amount of people come up to me in the street saying, lad, that's it, and that's what Toffees want.
Well, that's what we are. What people have, I think what happens with Everton fans is, or some Everton fans, is you get excited. Everyone got excited last year. It was amazing, and you're so excited in the pre-season because you just think we said it, you think one will follow through and you go, we'll tear up and we'll start again, and this time we'll be ready from day one. Day one came on. We were undercooked and we give the game to Leicester, we threw Arsenal, and all of a sudden, everyone instead of going, this hasn't been great this start, but you know what, in 4 weeks we'll be bossed, everyone starts going, Martinez, Joe, he's finished, he's done, and you look and you go, hang on, settle down, but it's now starting to, isn't it? It's now starting to settle down, people are coming back, and if we can go to Lille, get a positive result. Like you said, at the end of the world if they get beat, of course, the 2-0 games will sort it. But it would be great if we could go there. The fans will be magnificent, we know they will. Go there and get a good result. But a draw, a draw, we can win, of course we can. But
by the way, I'll
come over the trophy, mate.
I'll do you a video from here.
Lille, make sure you do.
There'll be a few on the
jealousy.
Any more tweets then?
With regards to Lille? No, only really. Yeah, there's one from Ryan Cochran, 28, who says, can Nasium and Ross play in the same team? I know they did
Saturday proves that they can,
absolutely. But in those roles, wouldn't it?
Well, no, because we've already mentioned this, they don't play the same roles, and Naismith could never ever do what Ross does. And what Naismith has proved is he's a man of...
But he can do what Lukaku does. He's had to do what Lukaku does, where Naismith will play there. And I wouldn't be scared to go against any top 5 team in this country where Lukaku was out. You wouldn't want him to be out, you wouldn't choose for him to be out, you'd rather the other options. But Naismith with Barkley behind him, and you'd still kind of fancy yourself getting a goal somewhere.
Yeah, there's one from @Jimbo_AFC just talking about the defensive frailties and saying, is that a sign of Martin's failings or more like a bump in the road to you so far this season?
It's far from Martinez's failings. Honestly, if you look at Martinez's failings, as he said, the man won the cup with a defence what wasn't his actual defence. He had a second string defence and beat Man City in the final with a second string defence. It wasn't the fact that he couldn't defend, it was the fact that Wigan had no doubt. So for them to buy defenders and buy people to score goals to get them to the FA Cup final, it's kind of that.
There's one for you. @BlueZippy75.
Yeah.
Is Brendan Rodgers the most annoying Liverpool manager ever?
No.
No?
I've got more. I've been in soonest wins by a mile. The other Spanish weighted fella is second, possibly. Let's have a think. Ooh, no, he's not. He's up there, he's kind of there. Honestly, I don't, before we go any further with this, in case there's any lads watching, I do not do them, I don't talk about them, I don't watch them, I don't read them, I don't do Sky, and I don't have them in my life at all. So he's peripheral to me, but I'm thinking last year was the best chance they'll get in another generation, as well as the last generation they haven't won the league. But to get that close and not do it, without Suarez, they'll require Harry Potter's wand to get them that close again, in my personal opinion. So I'd say they will always remember him as the fella who didn't win the league.
What's unbelievable, he's back Saturday. Suarez, where did that go?
Oh yeah, he's back.
4 months, incredible.
Believe yeah. There's one for you @Rich the Master. Is it possible our full-backs will score more than our forwards this season?
I hope not. I seriously hope not. But it's nice that they're all spread down. We will have all grown up with one centre back who scored from corners all the time, whether it be
Waggy or
Dexy Mount, Waggy, you know, there was always that one centre back who got you goals, and it's something that's been massively missing. I want to start seeing Phil Jagielka scoring from corners. I want to start.
I just rate at the moment, it's naughty, like
3 and 4. But that's what we want to do. You want to spread around the pitch. This was something that Liverpool actually did last season when they weren't playing so well. They were always a threat on the set pieces, and that's something that you want to see a lot more of. But when you see one fullback cross to the other fullback and it's not a fluke,
back in their area, by the way, a couple of times, yeah.
It's just
that's it against Wolves.
That's what you want to
sexy football.
I've got the odd one, but we'll do that right at the very end.
Well, this is the very end, so you might as well do them now.
I thought we were previewing Burnley, is that
Well,
gone?
we played with my books, to be honest, but whatever.
So I'll do them now.
Yeah, at Johnny H. Bauer and at Ben Bluenose. When will Besic play and how is Osman ahead of him?
Well, for me, it's just like we've just been talking about, it's just about rotating the team. Besic, don't forget, Besic's played the last 2 games, and it looks like he's getting kept back for a job against Lille. So you've just got to trust the manager now and say, we've got players fit, he knows when to dig them in and out. Osman has got a great record in his Villa.
Yeah,
Always had it. And sometimes that plays.
I'll counter that with Bobby is thinking, how long is Leon going to last this season? So if we can get the more games out of him now, if we get the most games out of him now, because what you said about this time area, if he gets the legs out of him now, when we haven't got the players back, well, when we have, and he's sitting on the bench, and you only need him for 10 minutes. Yeah. This is the same Leon Osman, who won us the game last year. When Aston Villa away, they should have been 3-0 up at half time. He come on and changed the game. He did the same at Stoke, and he did the same at Newcastle, by the way. He had a blinder at Newcastle back, he scored the
that for me though is his role, not for me.
Well, yeah,
but the last 20.
But Besic's the long term.
I was going to say,
so that's
the other thing you got to remember is Osman is just that 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
Where Besic has played a couple of games, and that again, that's all those things have got to come into effect.
Is this a situation, and it's obviously what goes on when you've got a lot of players in the squad. Fans are just going to have to get used to the fact that some players are going to sit out games, and you look and go, I want it, because we want the players we like to play every single week.
But there's a purpose to it, and you're not driving the bus. So as long as you're buying into the concept, you've got to go with it. If it doesn't go down the streets you particularly want to go down, as long as it gets to where we want to go.
But is this symptomatic of the fact that under David Moyes, we kind of operating with 12 players? He only wanted
so then the problem is then, what if your 2 main geezers go out?
Well, he did.
Well,
that was what they did.
So
the fundamental of it is, it's sort of been thrown up in the air because we had such a terrible pre-season. So we didn't have anyone fit. So even when they were getting changes, they weren't changing anything. But now hopefully it's all settling down and we're getting to it. Very quickly on Burnley, it's got to be the same team, hasn't it? We just got to go there and play football. I mean, that doesn't take any more previewing than that, does it?
No, I mean they started really poorly at the end. They looked very limited.
They won a game at home, yeah?
No, they won a game. They haven't won a game. They looked very limited. Yeah, I think
that's the worry. They haven't won a game.
I think for Everton, I think for me personally, Saturday, we get ahead. If we can get it, Sunday, we can get in front. We win the game.
That'll be it,
I shall be there as I shall be in Lille, and I totally I expect us to win more at Burnley than I actually do at Lille. I can see us just getting there. I've been to
the first goal, though, isn't it?
It is, but what it is, we haven't looked that far away from home. We haven't looked that far away from home this season. So with the added confidence and the Barkley factor, and please God everything goes well with the squad wise, for injuries wise, Curtis Sunday. But no, I can't see anything other than a 2-goal victory by 2 goals, I'd say myself first.
It's broke.
Well, I was about to mention, Dave, you've got a book out.
I have indeed.
You've got a book. What's it called before we go any further?
It is called The Everton Domingo Sermons by the Reverend LCAB. This is what I'm LCAB from Footy Scene, this is our site, but it's called The Everton Domingo Sermons by the Reverend LCAB. You might like it, you might not. It's about history, it's about trying to teach us about history and your children about history, because we sing about knowing history, so we should really know some history and that. So if you can buy it and then learn some history, that would just be boss. Thank you.
Where can they buy it?
Amazon. It's an ebook, it's not an actual book yet, but it's on Amazon. It's like number 4 Amazon bestsellers or something, so someone must be buying it. So please, just read it. And it's 11 sermons is what it is. It's 11 pieces, it's not a continuous book, so you can go in and out of it, you can pick the times. Like, it goes Sandy Young, Dixie Dean, Tommy Lawton, Tommy Eggo, Alec Young, Howard Kendall, Bob Latchford, Kevin Sheedy, Duncan Ferguson, Wayne Rooney, Leighton Baines, They cover the whole history of Everton Football Club, so you can pick in and out and just learn bits you need to learn. That's kind of how we did it.
You don't even have to ask him any questions, he's just sold it to you.
There you go. Get it.
Get it,
Right,
get it for your mates, do whatever you want.
Christmas is on its way.
Yeah.
That stuff there.
And we'll get him a book deal, hopefully. Dave, great to have you on the show. Again, loads of people asking you if you to come back. Some asking if you not to come back. We don't talk about that.
Nah.
Right. You have been watching Toffee TV from Baz and from me, Ped. Thanks for joining us in the fantastic Winslow Hotel. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.